Got an email, didn't I, from the London Marathon. Did I get in the ballot or did I not? It's Monday, another week, and it all starts again. It's going to be a chilly one this week. Temperature's hitting -4. No, -6. Oh, I can't even get that right. Some of you might think that that's not cold. Let me know down in the comments what temperatures you've run in. But here in England, that's cold. Wrapped up warm, layer on layer on layer. Got my 2 gloves to put on because on the dog walk I was freezing. So how many miles am I going to run today? Well, the plan is to do my usual 10. Might do more because it's only -2 today with a chill factor of -6, I think. So I think Wednesday it's going to be -6, chill factor -10. So let's get the miles on the board and let's crack on. Job done. Half marathon, 7:49 pace. Was looking to keep it kind of top end of the math zone. Managed to average 1:38 and my top end's 1:39. Because you kind of have that happy balance, isn't it, in the cold, where you don't run too slow because you get cold and you don't run too fast because you get hot. So turned out great. Legs were a little bit heavy for the last couple of miles, but I suppose that's because of the 5k on Saturday, which really chuffed with. Today wore the Pegasus 37s. Was going to wear the React Infinities, but Flyknit's just a bit cold for this type of weather. Lips still feeling a bit numb, but glad I had the snood with me. So what else happened today? Well, got the email, clicked on it, nervous, excited, and opened it, and there's a little box. Clicked on the box, the website's down. So I have to let you know at the end of the video. Stay tuned, and let's roll on tomorrow. Look where we are today, Botley's Mansions, which is in Homewood Park in Surrey. Only a stone's throw from my house. Well, a long stone's throw. I feel so lucky to have a place like this to come to. It's stunning all year round and looks even better with a bit of snow. So, have you got any places like this that you come to, or your favourite places to run? Let me know down in the comments. So what's the plan this week? Well, I think it's important to adjust your training, you know, depending on the weather. This week, it's a bit chilly, got a bit of snow, and we hit -8 during the night, which is pretty cold, well, for me. So I think it's important to not let the weather interrupt your training too much. Going to plan to stick to the 50-mile week, and because I think, you know, consistency is the key, but you just need to adapt your training. As you know, I'm a big fan of 80-20 training, so all I do this week is just take that over to 100% easy, and you know, it's not going to affect my training. It's, you know, it is going to help because, one, you know, the paths are slippery, wet, it's cold, so, you know, not ideal for fast running. And also, I'm building that aerobic engine. You know, I'm slowing down, training my aerobic zone, and as you know, you've got to run slow to run fast. And some of you think, yeah, how can that be? Well, you know, you need to train in these zones, especially your aerobic zone, about 80% of your runs. Because, you know, if you think about a 5k, 90% of it is aerobic. So if you want to improve your 5k time, ready for a park run when they come back, start training in your aerobic zone. So how far am I running today? So did what, half marathon yesterday, so planning 10 miles today. As I say, low intensity, keeping it in my math zone heart rate, probably keep it towards the top end to stay warmer, which is keeping it under 139 beats per minute. So I'm going to stop chatting because my run's not going to run itself. Low intensity, 10 miles. Wasn't as cold as yesterday, but it was still cold. Was able to kind of lower the intensity a bit more, so managed to keep the heart rate today, average of 129 while wearing a heart rate monitor. So that's the bottom end of my math. So really pleased with that. And it was 10 miles, 8:06 pace. So things are going well. As I say, I honestly don't think I've ever been fitter, and really enjoying training at the moment. I know there's not any races, but I think as long as you're enjoying running, you know, that's the main thing. So why am I harping on about this lower intensity? Well, if you run lower intensity, you can up your mileage, you recover quicker, and it stops you getting injured. So if you watch my video was out Wednesday just gone, it just shows, because since we've been doing this 80-20, or even, you know, 90-10, or even 100% easy, I've been injury free, and you know, it's something that I want you to be as well. So, you know, give it a go. And as I said before, you know, most events are aerobic based, so give it a try. As I say, I'm really enjoying running. It's almost like when you're going back to the math or the low intensity training, it just goes back to the kind of, you know, why you run, for the enjoyment, not to go and hammer it, you know, every run and it feels like a slog. So yeah, give it a go. If you do need some speed, you know, in your week, then do some strides. At the end of an easy run, do 3 or 4 strides, by 800-meter pace, concentrate on your form, and just take a couple of minutes in between just to get your breath back. Because the most important thing is that while you're doing your strides is the form, and that will just give you that little bit of speed you need and get your legs turn over. But you'll be surprised, as I mentioned before, running your aerobic zone, by the time we get back and do our park runs, you know, we'll be smashing it. So let's roll on tomorrow. Morning. I don't know why I said like that. The sun's out, but it's really cold. And so I wish I could kind of show it on camera. I suppose the only other way of showing it is showing you the lake. Which is not completely frozen, but a lot of ice in there. So pretty cold night tonight, -8, which in Surrey, I can't remember the last time. You know, we're supposed to be the warmest part of England. But why am I moaning? You know, the sun's out at my favourite park, Homewood Park. Today we're just going to keep it nice and gentle, maybe about 5 miles, back out in the Wild Horse 6s, which you know I love. But what's the deal with Nike at the moment? You know, bringing out the next version, the Wild Horse 7, sticking with the same more or less, you know, sole, and just changing the upper. You know, what's that all about? You know, there's nothing wrong with the shoe in the first place. You know, fantastic shoe, really comfortable. So if you want to pick yourself up a bargain, go and look at the Wild Horse 6s. I picked mine up for 48 quid. Anyway, I'm going to stop chatting. Let's go for a run. Another enjoyable run in the Wild Horse 6s, up to Homewood Park, stuck to the plan, 4.6 miles, I think about 8:54 pace, we'll put that down there. Just listening to my body. Yes, or maybe I could have gone a bit further today, but you know, just breaking it up. So then later on in the week, maybe throw in a kind of longer run of 15 miles. But today was just about enjoying the sunshine and making the most of, you know, what's left of the snow. So let's roll on tomorrow. So I'm out on the dog walk and I got this bright idea. The coldest week that I can remember, and I think about running 100k this week. It's something that I thought about last week, but I opted for a fast 5k, as you remember. So why have I decided to do it this week? Well, to be honest, I'm feeling strong. Been feeling strong for a few weeks now. As of yesterday, I'm halfway, so it's there for the taking. Still going to listen to my body. So, you know, if my body says no, then obviously I won't do it. But normally, when I plant that seed in my mind, you know, it normally happens. So I just wanted to kind of prove to myself that, you know, it will be my highest mileage week ever. And I wanted to prove to you that, you know, harp on about listening to your body and intensity. But obviously I want to prove that to you by, you know, showing that if you do lower the intensity, you can increase your mileage, you do recover quicker, and you can stay injury free. So let's crack on the run and I'll let you know how I feel later. Job done today, another 10 miles undulating, just sticking to low intensity. Managed to run it in 7:48 pace with an average heart rate of 135. So the aim today was just to keep the intensity low, just so I can try and obviously do the 100k this week. My math zones, as I said before, was between 129 and 139, so it was kind of bang in the middle, very undulating. So you know, it did go above the 139 in places, but obviously lower in other places. But you know, the aim was just to keep the average where it was, just to give me a better chance of, you know, finishing off the 100k. Because as I say, once I plant that seed, it normally happens. So looking forward to the next 2 runs. Got what, 21 miles to do in 2 days, so I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to break it up, see how my legs feel tomorrow, whether I might go shorter tomorrow and then longer on Saturday, but we'll see how it feels. It's quite chilly today, although it was only -1, chill factor of -7, so wrapped up nice and warm. Got a little bit hot with the hat on, but this is a thermal hat, so probably not ideal, but you know, we did it and it's all looking good. So let's roll on tomorrow. Not a day for gadgets today. GPS out on the watch and the GoPro needed charging, so not a great start. But managed to get the run done. 10 miles, end up having to run about 10.5 miles because, as I say, the GPS was out on the same route I did yesterday, and the pacing was just all over the place. It said 7:58, but who knows what the pace was. Heart rate remained the same, low intensity, 135, so within my math range, which was the idea. Puts me on for 51 miles in 5 days, and just leaves me 11 miles to do tomorrow to finish the 100k. So we'll see how I feel in the morning. Today, bitterly cold. So I went on the dog walk for an hour and my face was freezing. It's supposed to be -1, but the wind chill factor was probably the coldest day of the week. So on today's run, obviously wore my snood. Was planning to go a bit further, but it was just cold, and I'm wearing 3 layers, leggings, you know, gloves, hat, and so it shouldn't have been that bad, but it's just one of them days. But let's roll on tomorrow and let's get this 100k done and dusted. Morning. Right, so final run of the week. Thanks for the mug, Tony. Appeared on his YouTube channel called Tony James on a live stream this week, which was fun, and we're going to do that again. So, as I said, final run of the week, on for the 100k. So I've got 11.1 miles to do today, and it's -3 outside. So, can't say I'm really looking forward to it, but you know, I come up with this bright idea that I was going to run my highest mileage week ever on probably the coldest week that I can ever remember. So, anyway, let's go and get it done. Get in, 100k, done dusted. Let's go and have a chat. 100k, can't believe it, to be honest. You know, the coldest week that I can ever remember, probably in decades, and I decided to run 100k. So why did I do it? Well, I've been feeling strong and I wanted to prove it to myself. And also I wanted to prove to you that, you know, this lower intensity, I can't talk, it's so cold, this lower intensity stuff does actually work. You know, I've proved it this week. I've gone from 50 to 62 miles, low intensity, and then today just went on feeling good, run 9 miles at 7:10 pace, average heart rate run about 152 I think, but just still listen to my body because I needed to do 11.1 miles today. So at 9 miles called it because my heart rate was creeping up into near my threshold. So it's still important to listen to your body, and then finished off with 2.1 miles on an undulating course, and I did it. So 100k, another tick in my box, or my book, or whatever you want to call it. Next week, we'll just listen to my body. It's important, obviously, going forward, that I listen to my body. So next week will be 40 to 50 miles, depending on obviously how I feel. But more than chuffed, and I have to find myself another goal to go for. So I hope your training's been going well. If you do have any questions or you need any help with your training, just drop a message in the comments and I'll try and get back to you. Happy days. So did I get in London? Well, as you know, I got the email, couldn't open it, went for a run, come back, happened to check my WhatsApp, my friend had got in. So, I was quite excited, positive, opened my email and it said that word, sorry. So honestly, I was a bit disappointed, but to get in on my first attempt would be unheard of. So I have actually put forward now for a charity that's really close to my heart. So hopefully I can get in to that charity, raise some money for them and awareness, because that charity is close to my heart. Also, I want to thank you guys for your continued support. We need to stay positive in this difficult time. There is light at the end of the tunnel and races are coming back. I also want to thank you guys who support the channel, my channel members, Patreon. I'll put your links down there, and any YouTubers, I'll put the link in the description. So as always, onwards and upwards, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.